Finals MVP when the Warriors faced the Celtics on ABC. Draymond Green recently appeared on the Colin Cowherd podcast and said he thinks Curry could have won a Finals MVP already because he was the main ball handler on those squads, even the ones with KD on the team.
Kevin Durant was absolutely incredible in those finals runs. As you know, You watched it. We all watched it. Kevin Durant was absolutely insane. Steph Curry got double teamed probably 7 times the amount that KD did in a given series.
All right, so that prompted this back and forth between KD and Draymond on Twitter. Durant started by tweeting, "From my view of it, this is 100% false." Draymond then weighed in saying, "You have to learn to listen to full takes and not snippets before you get baited into tweeting, champ." KD then responded, "Oh, I've seen it, my brethren. I appreciate the compliments, but I disagree with what you said about double teams. That's all. I love the show." I love how everyone's so polite. Stephen A., obviously Kevin Durant's former team is in the finals tonight. That's why you are in the Bay Area with the bridge behind you there. Do you think he should regret leaving Golden State to play for Brooklyn?
I think he should regret going to play for Brooklyn. I don't think that he should regret leaving Golden State. That's his choice. And I learned that a long time ago speaking to the late, great Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. When I had my television show, quite frankly, and he came on as a guest, we asked him that question about, leaving and departing from Shaq and what have you. And on the record, in front of the cameras, he was like, hey, I wanted to prove what I could do on my own without Shaq being with me. Behind the scenes, as Jay Williams at the very least can attest to, if not both him and J.J. Redick, Kobe Bryant did not like being called Shaq's little brother. He did not like being perceived as a sidekick. And when he was coming up in the business and people were trying to antagonize him and get under his skin because they sensed his greatness elevating, he was like, yo, I don't want to have my epitaph being written about how I needed Shaq in order to do this. I want to show what I can do as the leader of a franchise, in the face of a franchise. And that's his right, because he had already won 3 chips. And he wanted to show what he could do, and he ended up doing it by going to 3 straight NBA Finals and winning back-to-back titles. In the case of Kevin Durant, I never agreed with him departing Oklahoma City for Golden State because you had just lost to them, lost a 3-1 lead to them, and then after they came back and beat you, you joined the team a month later. But in the end, as I said when sitting down with him face-to-face with Jay Williams moderating that discussion, I didn't mean for it to be interpreted that this guy isn't one of the greatest players we've ever seen, because we know that Kevin Durant is that guy. So he's a back-to-back champion. He won those chips. They would have won it. They would have three-peated had he not gotten injured, towards Achilles against Toronto. We all get that. So him leaving is not my issue. Okay. My issue is choosing to go to Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving.
Real quick, Stephen A., before Jay Will and JJ get in here, and I know they want to, I want to ask you this. So what team would it have been okay for him to leave for? If that's the issue, the team he chose. Like, which team would you have been good with?
Well, I think from a business perspective, I think the Knicks brand would have been better than Brooklyn, but I don't even mind him going to Brooklyn. I mind him that he insisted on Kyrie Irving being his teammate when he went to Brooklyn, because you have to have somebody that's all in with you, that you know is going to be on that court with you every day.
So it's more the running mate than the actual team. Jay Will?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
So answering the question first, should Kevin Durant regret leaving? See, that's how Stephen A. is really good. He takes the question and he kind of changes it slightly, turns into a conversation he wants. That's why he's brilliant. That's why he's on TV. That's why it's his show. He shouldn't regret leaving Golden State at all, because he has earned the right to go off and do it his way. Frank Sinatra, right? I'm going to do it my way. Now, his way is with Kyrie Irving. This whole conversation could be mute next year if this team wins a championship. Establishing a culture is hard. Saying hard things to your teammate is challenging. I trust and believe that even though there's been a lot of chaotic static around this team the last couple of years, KD dealing with injury. I mean, if KD doesn't get hurt this past year, I don't know if James Harden leaves. I think it's a different dynamic. Now, I know with the pandemic and Kyrie Irving, there's a lot going on. But if they are provided with stability, right, which is for every NBA team dealing with the chaos of it, if they are provided with stability, which I actually believe that Kyrie Irving and KD can get to this place, And if they get Ben Simmons on the right page, this team can win a world championship. Now, people can laugh all you want at it, Stephen A.
I'm laughing.
You can laugh all you want at it.
I am
but
laughing.
If you have Joe Harris, Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving on a mission next year, that team has the talent to win the whole thing. It's not easy to me. You just have to prove it.
JJ?
The answer to the question is no, he shouldn't regret it. But let's go back to how restricted free agency works, because I sort of want to address something that Stephen A. brought up, and that's his decision to leave Oklahoma City. You know, you get drafted by a team. You don't have a choice, by the way, Stephen A., which team drafts you. And then if you're a really good player after your third year, they offer you a very large contract. In Kevin Durant's case, a 5-year max contract. So they basically have control of you for 9 years, okay? So when you get to the end of that 9 years, what Kevin Durant did is he took control of his career. He took ownership of his own career. And one of the things he talked about in 2016 was wanting to play basketball a certain way, wanting to play the Warrior style of basketball, wanting to have fun playing that way, which he got to experience. Why shouldn't he have that right to experience just because they had lost to the Warriors? Like, I don't always buy that argument that people get, that it was, soft of him to do that. Then he goes to Golden State, and he does exactly what he's supposed to do. He wins 2 finals MVPs, takes them to 3 finals. He then is a free agent again. He has every right to choose to go play with one of his friends at that point in his career. He's on the other side of 30. He has every right to go to choose to play with one of his friends. Has it worked out? No. But I said this to you the other day. Had Kyrie Irving not sprained his ankle, had James Harden not been nursing a hamstring, we may be having a very different conversation. This whole question may not even exist because they might have won last year. So things happen. You live with the consequences of those choices. Like I don't think this is anything.
I actually wish. A miracle's about to happen. I actually wish I wasn't at the NBA Finals right now in this moment, so I could be face to face with y'all to debate this. I'm so ticked off that I'm not in front of y'all faces because we end the show on this subject. Here's my problem. Number one, no one question what they have the right to do. We understand that. Stop saying that. We know they have the right to do it. That's not an issue. Just like they have a right to make the decision, we have a right to critique it. When you're looking at a Kevin Durant, if you lose a 3-1 lead, all right, to a team, they come back and beat you, all right, you were knocking on the door. They didn't beat you in the first round. You were in the conference finals. You had a 3-1 lead. They overcame the lead, beat you, and then you join them a month later. That ain't the greatest look in the world. That's all. No shade. It's just a fact. Now, you go to the team. You win 2 championships. You're the finals MVP twice. You cement and solidify your greatness that we all knew was in you anyway, because Kevin Durant's one of the greatest players we've ever seen in our life. Got that. Now we transition to Brooklyn. This is where I'm going to look at Jay Williams in the face. Because let me tell you, America, something about Jay Williams. Jay Williams is on TV as a commentator. Let me tell you something. Let me tell on Jay Williams. Jay Williams is a brilliant brother. Jay Williams always got something going on. He's a businessman. He's a businessman. That's who Jay Williams is. He always got something going on, okay? He ain't going broke. He ain't going to starve. He makes judicious decisions. He's very pragmatic in his approach. He understands things in a way most people do not. Jay Williams would not look at Kyrie Irving and go like this. I'm comfortable making a long-term commitment to you. You know it, because you know there's always something, and that's the point. So what I'm saying is this. You know that you wouldn't do it.
Wait,
know
hold on.
Kyrie
I gotta
Irving
pause you.
is
I need to
spectacular
pause you.
office.
Stephen A., I need to pause you for 1 second on this take because I want to get clarity. If you said right now, if Kevin Durant decided to join KD based on the information we have that he wasn't available to play and not getting the vaccine, all that, okay, that's one thing. But if we're talking about 2 years ago, he joined the team in 2019, how was Kevin Durant going to know that something like that, like you didn't know Kyrie was untrustworthy then, did you?
Yes!
How?
Cleveland, Boston, yes! Yes, you did! And then he he went to
game-winning shot in Game 7 of the finals.
The first year in Brooklyn,
what are you talking about? He got hurt his first year in Boston. That's the reason he couldn't play in the playoffs. Like, he had a knee injury, a knee surgery.
And by the way, didn't Brad Stevens get removed from the head coach?
I'm not defending what has happened in Brooklyn with Kyrie. I'm not defending any of that. I'm not defending any of that. But you can't, in hindsight, go back to 2019 and be like, oh, yeah, this guy's super untrustworthy. No one was saying that back then, man. Come on, dude.
No. Time. Let me explain something. I'm dead serious. Stay with me. Please stay with me on this. Kyrie Irving works hard. Kyrie Irving is phenomenal and great. He cares about being great, but it's very, very big to him to do things his own way. There are personality traits we see in people all the time where we're able to gauge. They march to the beat of their own drum. Kevin Durant is a dude, I don't give a damn where he goes. He going with sneakers on, ready to pick up a basketball and ball at any given moment. Kyrie Irving's the kind of dude, there's just a lot of things more important than basketball. I can do it, and I can do it on a great level, but it's not that much of a priority to me. You don't need to see an abundance of examples to know someone's personality trait. And if you're Kevin Durant, you're trying to tell me it's beyond the realm of comprehension with a dude that you know that you can't foreshadow and foresee. You know something? The brother's phenomenal and fantastic, and together we'll be great. But the love of the game is not something he shares on my level. You're trying to tell me I'm beyond the realms of comprehension to deduce that kind of thinking if I know Kyrie Irving's personality? Are you telling me I'm wrong about that, Jay and JJ?
No, but I do think it's important to note, though, Stephen A., when we talk about that decision to leave Golden State and team up with Kyrie, that decision was made a year prior to 2019 summer. Like, whatever happened that last year with Golden State.
Personality.
Yeah, whatever happened that last year with Golden State, Kevin Durant was going to go leave and he was going to go play with Kyrie Irving. That decision was made a long time ago, regardless of whatever else happened.
Essentially 4 years ago, if we're going back to 2018.
Yeah.
Right, so exactly. And I'm not pointing to any mandate or any vaccine. I'm talking about personalities. When I go to work every day, there's a reason I want y'all on. Talk about JJ. I got news for you, JJ. I know exactly what you're gonna bring when you show up on first day. Jay Williams, I know exactly what you're gonna bring, and y'all both know it. You analyze and dissect people's personalities, their temperaments, their traits, and you see whether or not it works for you. We do that in every walk of life. Don't tell me that I needed to see all of this stuff with Kyrie Irving over the last year to know that his personality didn't necessarily mesh with Kevin Durant's when it came for a love of the game.
But Stephen A., let me ask you a question. If they win a championship in the next 2 or 3 years, would that make it worth it?
If they're healthy. Say what?
If they win a championship in the next couple of years, 2 or 3 years, would that make things okay for you if it equates to a championship, or is there still going to be a drama?
It depends on how, because I would say this to you, Jay. What if they win the championship, right? But because of Ben Simmons and all of those other components around KD, but Kyrie is still causing the same kind of drama. What if that happens and they still win?
Yeah, but
is
Stephen,
that cool?
you can't hold that against KD because he can't control other people.
No, I'm not saying that.
Let me just say one thing. If KD wins, no, listen, don't get frustrated. If KD wins, right, everyone knocked him for even joining Golden State, so now he was going to, like, do it on his own team. I mean, then he made good on his word.
By the way,
KD
Stephen
will not be knocked for winning. We're saying that in order to win, you got to pick the right partner. KD deserves better than what Kyrie has given him. Not what Kyrie's capable of. What Kyrie has given him. KD deserves better. Right. There is no one who can refute that. No one.
We cool? We good?
I mean, we're never really going to be cool on this subject.
I just want to acknowledge, though, because you brought up the drama, Stephen A. I was in 15 different locker rooms. I was in really good locker rooms. I was in okay locker rooms.
Always drama.
There's always drama in the NBA. And you know what? I always said this, like, if you're an NBA player, in the season, the pressure, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, like, you're allowed a couple blow-ups. In some ways, like, I'm not defending Kyrie here, but in some ways, like, he has become this entity of its own that we just like to get after and target. Like, there's drama
I'll make a promise to y'all on national television.
Every locker room. There's drama in every locker room.
I'll make a promise to y'all. Jay Williams, especially you.
There's drama in every organization.
I will make a promise to you.
Even the organizations that are light years ahead of things.
I'm listening to you.
There's drama in every organization.
JJ Redick, Jay Williams, I will make a promise to you here on national television. I want to make sure that I'm very, very clear. I may not like some of the decisions that Kyrie Irving made. You understand? And Jay, you know that story.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. He's a good brother. He cares about a lot of things. He's very charitable in a lot of different ways. His heart is in the right place. Let me tell y'all a promise right here on national television in front of all of y'all. If Kyrie Irving shows up to work, I got nothing to say. Nothing. All I'm talking about is a guy that understands you have a responsibility to show up to work. I won't say a word.
We're super happy. I let that go because it was so good. Yes, you want to see a full-time Kyrie, not a part-time Kyrie.
A full-time Kyrie.
Understood.
Is that too much to ask?
We all agree. You're 100% right.
Is that too much to ask?
Let's leave it there, guys. I got to get a commercial break. Coming up here on First Take, Steph Curry has a chance to win ring number 4. If he does, could he establish himself as